Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at RoseCraft Blade's new release. This is the Nolichucky jack and the new Dapper Jigged Bone. This is a brand new handle material that RoseCraft has come up with, and they've kind of ventured into this new jigging that they're using now. They tried the barn board jig recently on the Beaver Creek, and then they also did the vintage jig bone on the Beaver Creek, but that was a TSA exclusive, but they're going to be releasing this very same knife and vintage jig bone on the 22nd. So we have that to look forward to. But right now, the Dapper Jigged Bone, this is the only knife available with this handle material from RoseCraft. So brand new release of this handle material on a pattern that they've done a few times now. I think at least 4 times. They've had an exclusive with C. Risner cutlery that were bourbon bone, and they've had stag, and they've had mossy brown bone. So a couple of different releases there. I might even be forgetting one. But now here, and then brand new material, the Dapper Jigged Bone. Now, these are $64 retail. They have, unfortunately, sold out in the United States. Now, they may still be available over on Heine Haynes in the UK. I'm not 100% sure about that. I did not check before I began the video, but I know there was just a very few left over at Heine Haynes last week. So, with that said, I would have to say this is a pretty popular release, and it's unfortunate that I'm reviewing something that maybe you're not going to be able to get a hold of. That's unfortunate, but check the secondary market. Perhaps they'll pop up there. I think Andy had sales so strong that he couldn't even stock for his own website. They all went to the dealers, so they went pretty quick. They all went on the release date of January 8th. So, yeah, I don't know where you might find this, but hopefully you can pick these up. Again, the retail was $63.99, so don't overpay or anything, but there's a look at this beautiful, beautiful handle material on a really excellent knife pattern. Now, when Andy first came up with this, he came up with it based on an IXL pattern. And I'll show you what I think that knife was. I'll bring up a photo of that so you can see it. But yeah, very much similar to an IXL pattern that was used long ago. And it's just a standard jack, very lengthy size handle. Nice 4-inch handle on these. So these are pretty large. And then they got the 3-inch D2 spear point blade. So they remain just UK legal, just. Good look at the tank stamp here. D2 steel. This is the RCT 011-DJB for Dapper Jigged Bone. Look at our blade edge there on that satin finish. Nice deep swedge. And then on this side you can see the long pull. I really do like a long pull. I prefer that to the crescent style nail nick. Good look again at the blade edge on the other side. Very even. Very well ground. Now these are done by hand. And the jigging is done by hand. Each one is jigged by a RoseCraft craftsman over in China. These are made over in China. But RoseCraft is an American company, so buying these does support American families who work at RoseCraft. Centering of the blade, very, very well done. Right down the middle, as you might expect from a RoseCraft. Fit and finish, excellent. No gaps there. Wonderful hafting. No little pointy places along the handle to grab your fingers. Very comfortable in the hand. And I have to say that the matching on this is fantastic. The die and the jigging, though done by hand, they've done a fantastic job of creating something consistent on both sides. It's very deep. See if we can just get a really close-up look at that. It's just really, really well done. I like how the lighter colors come through at the edges. And then at the front here, towards the bolster. Of course, you get the stainless steel bolster, integral bolster as part of the liner, all one piece. And you get the threading there. And a little bit of a pinch there on the end. So pinching and threading. Pinned really well, not feeling anything proud here. Even in these little grooves, you can see how well that's ground down. It doesn't catch your finger or anything. So they've taken the time to grind down into the pin to smooth it even in the crevices there. Not an easy thing to do, and that shield sits in there very nicely. Again, not the easiest thing to do when you have jigging. They've done a fantastic job seating that. Good transition to the bolster there. You can see the width of the handle there. This is a really good width for comfort. But that spear point blade, extremely useful, versatile blade. There's a reason why Victorinox uses spear point. They found it to be a very versatile style blade. This no different. And of course, Andy loves his swedging. You see how he's tapered that blade, narrowed it towards the tip there, making it a little slicier. And then you've got a nice bit of blade stock there on the back side. There's this good look at the spine. Just so well crafted. Again, for $64, I just don't know where you find a better knife. Traditional style. When it's brand new, you're going to have to look for the secondary market to get as much value for your bang for your buck here. But it's unfortunate these sold out so fast. But it's just a testament to what Andy's doing over there. Andy Armstrong over at RoseCraft, lead designer. And he's doing something. He's doing something right. These are selling out quick. Again, the vintage jig bone coming out January 22nd on the Nolichucky. Sort of a same bone material and color as the brown moss bone, but with its own unique antique jigging. So look forward to seeing that on the 22nd. So come back and we'll be looking at that one up close real soon. But yes, if you can find one of these out there in the wild, just know that they originally cost $64. And I think that at that price, you're getting a hell of a bargain. Overall length here, let's take a few specs. Just over 7 inches, 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade. There's this tang stamp. They actually do stamp the blade. It's got half stop. Again, satin finish. D2 steel. Excellent walk and talk. I'd say this is probably about right in that 6 range. Very comfortable in the hand. You can see that fills my hand. Pretty much a perfect fit for me. Beautiful fit. Very versatile blade. It's just a wonderful pattern. I always liked the Nolichucky as it was. And now they're just, enticing you with even better and better handles. I like the direction that RoseCraft's going. They're reaching out. They're trying some new things. And I think this one is probably, of the two, I would have to say I probably like the jigging on this one just a touch better. It seems to me a bit more what I'm used to seeing from other manufacturers. Fantastic knife. Again, the Nolichucky Jack, RoseCraft blades, and Dapper Jigged Bone. Really liking what RoseCraft's putting out there. So thank you, Andy, for sending this along. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell to be made aware of videos when they drop. Stick around for the slideshow, and we'll see you next time. Take care.